What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Monday episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt. To follow me on Twitter. This podcast always being brought to you by BetMGM and the new user offer available right now at BetMGM.com with the promo code JUICE. It's a $1,000 first bet offer available to new users with that promo code JUICE at BetMGM.com. All right, so the good news is we have not lost back-to-back days in a while. The bad news is 4 losses out of the last 7, and yesterday was bad. 0-3, hooked at the end, over 215.5 for the Clippers and the Suns, and it falls 215. That's just a bad luck bet. One more free throw somewhere in that game, and we wind up going over. Unfortunately, we do not. 215 it falls, so we lose there. The Bucks got blasted by the Hawks. I'll give Stan Van Gundy some credit. He said this. He said, look, the Hawks, sorry, not the Heat, not the Hawks, the Heat. The Heat were going to be a problem for the Bucks because of the fact that they were playing playoff games for pretty much the whole month leading into the postseason, and they played 2 games in the play-in. Bucks looked flat-footed, and then they lost Giannis. That's a huge loss. Now, they lost Tyler Hero as well to a broken hand, so that's significant for them going forward, but the Bucks might be in trouble. I mean, the Heat look like a team that could very well take down the number 1 seed overall in the Eastern Conference. We'll see what game 2 looks like and whether or not Giannis can play, but that's pretty significant. So first half bet was nowhere near coming in. That was a bad bet by me. And then the tiebreaker bet, if you will, as to where we should have gone. Memphis, I'm not really sure what happened in the fourth quarter to Memphis. I mean, this was one of those games where there's no way of handicapping Rui Hachimura going for 29 points. I mean, the guy has had, I think they said 6 20-point games in his career in the NBA, and he went for 29. Anthony Davis got hurt and then came back. 3-point shot wasn't falling, and then Ja Morant hurt his hand badly in the later part of that game. So, bad day. 0-3, but we move on. So not a good week, losing week. I think we were down 4 units on the week. That's not where we want to be. So we started a new week, try to climb back out of the hole. Again, hopefully that means today is a winning day because we've gone winning, losing, back and forth. The problem is when you do that, you tend to lose more than you win because winning's more difficult, and 11 versus 10 is what we're doing versus the books. So you kind of put yourself into a predicament there when you're doing that. You got to go, really 5 wins in 7 days, really. Even 4-3 may not even be profitable. So let's see what happens this week. Let's get going here for us on the week. Before I give you the picks, the NHL playoffs are back, or are starting. NHL is back. 2 plays in the NHL. 1 play that I'm looking at in the NBA that I'm not made as of yet. But remember, we already have the Bruins to win game 1 and win the series at 1.2 units. So we already have a bet in play today. So I'm just going to add a couple of plays to our card. I don't want to go too crazy today on a Monday. I want to kind of tiptoe in, but I do have 2 more plays in the NHL that I'm going to give you guys. So we'll have 3 bets in the NHL and then a heavy lean going into the NBA that we'll talk about. But before we do that, do you guys want to win a free year of BettingPros Premium? Well, it's pretty easy to do that. If you would like to be in the running to have your name be pulled and called out on this podcast to win the free 1 year at the end of the month, very easy. Like this podcast or like this video, subscribe to this podcast channel, bettingpros.com, and then leave a comment underneath me, and you will be potentially the person that could win a free upgrade to BettingPros Premium. Whether you're looking for access to exclusive picks, top-rated player props, or custom analysis of your betting performance, BettingPros Premium has the tools to help you cash more bets. If you don't want to wait to the end of the month, you can sign up today at bettingpros.com/upgrade and start betting smarter, not harder. And the Daily Juice podcast is being brought to you by our friends at Fanimal. Now, if you guys are looking to buy tickets to events, hitting fees suck. Like we know, customer service is really difficult, and coordinating with your friends can oftentimes be a nightmare. Fanimal's got tickets to everything: concerts, festivals, football games, baseball games, hockey games, and there are no fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Fanimal is the cheapest place on the internet to go get tickets, and they have this patented group purchasing system, which makes it easy to split up payments with you and your friends so no one's left holding the bag. You don't commit until your friends do. Pick the seats, pick how many tickets you want to pay for yourself, and then send the link to your friends. When they join your group, everyone gets charged separately and your tickets are secure. Fanimal, amazing customer service. Check out all their reviews online. Next time you need tickets, go to fanimal.com and download the Fanimal app and use promo code FanimalJuice for $20 off your first purchase. That's Fanimal Juice. Check out Fanimal and experience more. Okay, welcome back, hockey. Okay, so our first bet, Boston Bruins to win game one. Doesn't matter how. Overtime, 1 goal, 2 goals, doesn't matter, okay? I do lean towards the under. All right, if you want another play on the game, under 6.5, I think it's a decent play. The Bruins have been an under team at home, but Florida's goaltending is such a mess. It looks like Alex Lyon is starting in net tonight. Now, he's been pretty good, but he's a 30-year-old journeyman who's never started a playoff game in his life, and he's starting game one at TD Garden against the greatest regular season team in history. No Patrice Bergeron. He may be out for the Bruins. That's a big loss, but not so much maybe for this series, probably for the series going forward. Goaltending, I think, is a big problem for Florida. The team split. They went 2-2 in the regular season, but Bruins are at home. Bruins money line. I think Bruins win the game. Not going to add on to it. If you want to lean on the game, I think the under is in play, under 6.5. The Bruins have been an under team at home for the better part of the last month and a half, essentially, for the Boston Bruins at home. I'll pull that number for you. Hold on. The Bruins at home were 9-1 over their last 10 games to the under. Okay, so I'll give you an idea. But again, it's tough to do that because of where the Bruins could score 5 goals. If they score 5 goals, it's 5-2. The game goes over. It's a scary bet. Okay, that's a scary play, in my opinion, to go ahead and bet the under 6.5. I don't feel extraordinarily confident about it. I think it winds up going under, but in the regular season, 5-3, 5-2, 7-3, 4-3. Every game went over. So I know playoff games are different. Teams play differently, but again, if the Bruins get after it and the Bruins score a lot of goals, they score 5 goals, which is really possible. Bruins scored 5, 2, 7, and 3 goals. At home, the Bruins won 7-3 and 5-3. Both games went over. Bruins team total, over 4.5 goals, I believe the number. So possibly, that's an opportunity. Maybe jump in on that. That might be something to take a look at, Bruins team total. But Bruins money line and to win the series. But tonight, it's money line. Got to hit that first. The first leg of it's got to cash. We're already on Bruins money line. So let's stick with that. Okay? Oilers and the Kings. Total 6.5. This is a really interesting game. This series is really interesting. I'm actually really psyched to watch every game, to be quite honest. I really am excited. I think we're going to have a lot of really good hockey games, a lot of really good series to watch. But while you might jump and say, well, of course, Matt, we're going to come in and we're going to bet the over 6.5 goals, right? I mean, this is the Edmonton Oilers. They are a team that, they have to go over. Well, here's the thing. When you start looking at these numbers, you start breaking down, where a team like Edmonton has been. Edmonton is a solid team to the over on the road. But at home, things are a little bit different for Edmonton. It's kind of interesting. It's I don't want to call them an under team, but they're not as surefire and automatic team to go under. Over the last 10 games, it was 3-3-4 at home. So kind of a flat number there. Overall on the year, yes, Edmonton was a team that scored a lot of goals and they were 22, 12, and 7 to the over at home. But as the year went on, as the season went on, it got closer and closer to the postseason. The games got tighter, and we didn't see nearly as many goals. Now, when you look at this matchup between the Kings and the Oilers, you might go, oh, Matt, we have to go ahead and bam, we're going to go. You got to bet the over. You just have to. Well, it's weird, but yes, in the regular season, this is true. Only 1 game went over. The Kings at Oilers, 3-1. Oilers at the Kings, next game was 6-3, went over, but then Kings at Oilers 2-0. Finally, back on the 4th of April, my birthday, Oilers at Kings 3-1. Under. It looks like we're getting, I always kill this guy's name, Korpisalo versus Skinner. Okay, Skinner, 2.75 goals against average. Korpisalo, 2.87. Okay, it's pretty good. You start looking at the way these teams played against each other. Korpisalo, 6 goals in his last 4 games. 3 goals given up against Edmonton. Skinner, 4 games against the LA Kings, a 1.78 goals against average, gave up just 6 goals in 4 games. So, been playing well, been playing very well. Korpisalo on the road is a 2.73 goals against average. That's pretty good. And against Edmonton this year, he had a 3.01 goals against average, played 3 games, gave up 3 goals each. So, gives up 3 goals. It may come down to whether or not Skinner gives up more. But I think a 3-2 final is very possible here. I think this game's going under. I think the under is the play on this one, and everyone's going to jump in here. It's minus 110 on both sides. The books don't really know about this, but I think just looking at the numbers and looking at both goaltenders, I think goalies are going to play big here. Filling out game in game 1 in Edmonton. Playoffs begin. We're going under 6.5. LA Kings and the Oilers. I'm going to be shocked if we're not getting these goaltenders. If there's a goalie change, check with me if you haven't made the bet, but I've already made it tonight. I'm going under 6.5 goals for the LA Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. Now, I've racked my brain on both the Stars and the Wild and the Islanders and the Hurricanes. 5.5 the total in both games. I just don't know what to do. Okay, I don't know how. I think both games can go under. I think both games can go under. I think the Hurricanes can win. I think the Stars can win. I thought about doing Hurricane Stars moneyline parlay. That's a plus 175 bet. Thought about doing that. I don't mind that. I think both home teams do win. I think the Stars win. Their game could go over. The Wild have been an over team over the last month. It's been bizarre. Stars can score at home. Stars can also be really stingy at home. So maybe the game goes under. They win 3-1. 4-1, something like that. Stars in the puck line is plus 195, nearly a $2 plus on that. Hurricanes at home, they've been stumbling down the stretch. Under 5.5 seems like a good bet. I got to go a little more exotic. It's going to be over pretty quick. Islanders and the Hurricanes, it's only minus 120 for under 1.5 goals in the first period. On the year, the New York Islanders were the worst team to a first period over in the NHL. 2 of the last 10 games down the stretch for the Islanders had more than 1 goal scored in the first period. Carolina, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but Carolina's at home, and you have to think that Carolina's going to come out and play their defensive brand of hockey, and we're going to see a lot of checking, a lot of hitting, and not a lot of scoring opportunities early here in this one. Hopefully we get a slow start, a 1-0 after 1 type of situation between these two teams. We're getting Anderson against Sorokin, which is good. Anderson's unconfirmed. Sorokin is likely here for that, so I like this. 1.2 units. I'm going to go back to one of our favorite plays, first period plays. You can bet the no if you want to a goal in the first 10 minutes as well. If you want to get even more exotic on this and you want to go no to a goal in the first 10 minutes, that is a plus 105 bet at DraftKings if you'd like that. Under one goal, no goals in the first 10 minutes. I'm going to go for the whole period. Maybe you get a quick 1-0 goal early that would burn us on that bet, but I don't mind betting plus money there. You can bet them both if you want. No gift and under 1.5 goals in the first period, but officially we're going under 1.5 goals for 1.2 units. Carolina and the Islanders hopefully get off to a slow start here. You want to fade me? I'm not going to get mad at you by any stretch. It's been a rough day yesterday and not a very good day, so hopefully we bounce back here a little bit. All right. So again, it's the Bruins on the money line, but the Bruins to win this series. We bet that at minus 120, 1.2 units down on that. So we're going to ride that today with the Bruins to win. Then we've got the Oilers and the Kings under 6.5, 1.1 units down on that. Under 1.5 goals first period, Hurricanes and the Islanders for 1.2 units. Finally, I do think the zigzag theory works. I do think betting the Warriors tonight to win game 2 is going to happen. It's minus 1. I think by the time the game tips, the Warriors are going to be dogs. I think you'll probably get plus 1, plus 1.5 on the Warriors. Kings money's coming in. Here's what I'm doing. In-game betting this. All right. I don't want to pre-flop this. I just want to in-game bet this. I want to see how it goes, see how the first quarter plays out, and then come in either on the over or the under, bet on the side. I don't know, but I'm going to in-game this bet tonight. I'm going to watch it. Hell of a game. I'm going to watch it. But Warriors and the Kings tonight in the NBA, I'm simply going to watch an in-game bet. I'll be in the Discord channel. I'll try to tell you if I bet anything. I like it a lot. BettingPros.com/chat to get into the Discord channel for free or always. Direct link underneath me on the YouTube channel as well. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter @SportsTalkMatt every single morning. It is the Daily Juice Podcast being brought to you by BetMGM.